Okay. Yep. Thanks so much. Yeah, my name is Nima, and I'm a hotelier living on the island of Grenada in the Caribbean. That's where I'm coming to you from today. We own 2 hotels, each with 50 rooms. One is a beachfront property. The other is a budget hotel. I've lived here for 23 years, and I'm actually talking to you from inside our budget property. After the pandemic hit, I have shifted over into the hotel technology space and let my son run the hotel. That's why I'm here today talking to you about customized chatbots for hotel websites that encourage people to book direct, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So back in 2019, we paid $42,000 worth of commissions to Expedia, Booking.com, and the rest, what we call the OTAs, or online travel agents. And for us, that figure represented basically 20% of the total value that they would send our way. And others these days pay as high as 30%. And this, you can imagine, is a problem not just for us, but for most hotels around the world. It's a love-hate relationship. We love that they're bringing us, these bookings, but we wish we didn't have to pay, upwards of 20% on commission. And so I started thinking about what could we do? And I looked at the process of booking, and I think we're all familiar with this. We start out on Google, we find our way to Expedia and Booking.com, and the research shows that we actually visit an average of 38 different sites, like different hotels and review sites like TripAdvisor, before we actually make our decision of where we're going to stay. And the irony of it is that the majority of us then go right back to Expedia and make the booking there. And what I learned was that there were people visiting our website, and we were missing the opportunity to grab them as they came from Booking.com and Expedia to have a look. So I started thinking to myself, what if there were a way to keep those guests without having them go back and book on Expedia? And I decided to install a live chat widget on our site that I could monitor. And as soon as we put that thing up, it was like connecting a spigot to a water line. People were asking all sorts of questions, especially about rates and availability. And I would have never known about it had it not been for this chat capability. Now, the problem I had at this point was now I had too many chats to handle, and I couldn't handle it by myself. And my staff couldn't always handle it because they couldn't answer quickly enough. And so the visitors would just leave. And it was like I just discovered this wonderful sales channel that had been there on my site all along, and I'd never tapped into it. And now I had to figure out a way how to handle all these chats. And really, that's how GuestChat came about. And I think, you've seen versions of this, but I think as I show you, you'll see it's a little bit different. Think of it like a front desk receptionist who's always there on the website, ready to offer rates and answer questions about the property and actually make reservations. And it could be added to any website with 2 lines of code. And what it did for us was save us a significant amount of time answering questions about the hotel. We were able to be always there, instantly respond, and have multiple, chats at the same time. And we are able to actually not only hand over to a live agent, but increase our sales by about 9%. And let me show you how it looks. This is our site, and here is our little widget. And as you can see, you just have it there, click on it, and it says I'm a virtual assistant. I can give you rates, availability, and whatnot. And most people go in, put in their dates of arrival and departure. And this, by the way, is my mother-in-law's birthday. That's why I did it that way. So there you go. You put in your rates and you put in your dates, and you get to see the different rates and all the room categories, the maximum occupancy, the amenities. And besides that, once you see the rate and you want to book, you just click on it, and it takes right to the hotel booking engine where they can put in their details, credit card information, and they're good to go. And that's the booking. And I would love to show you more of the back end. I just don't have that kind of time within the 6-minute limit. So I'm trying I will go over that at the end or afterwards. These are the actual numbers we saw from January through March of 2021. And we had been on lockdown right before this. And as you can see, you had about 2,000 visitors on our budget hotel site. 10% interacted with the bot. Half of them asked for rates, and 9 of them actually made bookings with an average booking value of $425. So it was $75 a night times 5 nights. And so we made, for 3 months, that breaks down to a $1,275 that we didn't have at the time. And actually at that time, what we were thinking of pricing it was 100, and now we're pricing it at 95. So it's a 13 to 14 to 1 return on investment in essence. And we believe we can do this for other hotels, and we're actually doing it for other hotels now. We just want to do it for more hotels so that over, I think, a 4 or 5 year period, we could be able to hit our goal or milestone of $1 million. And that's based on a monthly subscription. Now, the idea is that there are the type of properties we're looking for are independent 3-star to 4-star properties, usually economy class through upscale with an average daily rate of about $150 and more. And so that's about 25,000 independent hotels throughout the Caribbean, United States, and Canada. And we are not first to market. There are others who are at least 3 to 5 years ahead of us. Our friends over in Ask Suite in Brazil have 14. Actually, now they have close to 2,000 hotels. And Quick Text in France has well over 2,000. And they're focused. They have been focused in South America and Europe, but they are now putting their attention on North America just as we start out. And we just want to be focusing on North America. And our key differentiator is that we're hoteliers, and we live this life, and we bring that practical experience to the table. And that's really where we need your help. We're trying to get hotels to try our product and give us feedback at this point. We're giving a 3-month free trial, no obligation or credit card or anything. We just want to get our foot in the door. And yeah, and that is pretty much my presentation.
It's just fascinating. In fact, if you do want to dig a little deeper, we have a few more minutes. You can dig a little deeper if you like on a couple more of those slides. We're happy to do that.
Sure, no problem. Let me just what I can do if you like, I can show you sort of like the back end, so you guys can kind of have a look and test it out. Let me show you. This is a hotel that we work with here in Grenada, and you can see they can change their photo. They've decided to put a person on it. So a lot of people think they're talking to a person, but in essence, somebody could go in there, put in their dates of arrival and departure, and it's not something I made up. It really works that quickly. And so you can find out everything and see everything about the property. And in fact, if you guys want to test it out and ask it a question, you can see how well or it doesn't work. And by the way, on the back end, we can see that's me. That's us asking the question. And if I were to take over, in essence, we could take over and talk directly. And I guess the other thing I would show you guys is the analytics, which I think is very helpful. We're able to tell the property how many people have been visiting over a certain period of time. You can see those statistics are real. You can see when during the day they're communicating, what they're asking, and you can see the most commonly asked thing is about rates, availability, and inventory. And they've had 48 requests in the last 30 days. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that deeper dive. I'm sure there may be some questions in the room. It's really phenomenal looking at the way you pulled all this together. Abraham? Okay.
Good morning, Nima, and hello, everyone. My name is Abraham Scully. I'm with Speaks to Inspire, the mental health solution for young adults suffering in silence. And I love your presentation, how you articulated everything. My question is, what problem or problems are you solving for hotels?
So we're essentially trying to reduce the dependency of hotels on OTAs. That's the major problem that we're solving. The other problem that we're solving is the limited resources that hotels have, especially now. These limited resources are stretched even thinner. And so if, for example, a property has, let's say, 5 people on the front desk shift, for a 24-hour period, and they continue to get the same questions over and over, but they have to handle other things. You can imagine why it's really a time and energy drain. So that in essence are the main 2 reasons. And then the other thing is it helps offer instant service for the hotel, so that if you want to know something, you will know it immediately, which is exactly what a guest wants and a hotel wants to provide.
Any additional questions in the room at all? Oh, yeah, lots of them. Okay.
Hey, Nima. I'm a serial traveler, so this attracts me a lot. 2 questions. Am I to understand correctly that if the bots people go in and try and find dates, but then if they want to talk to somebody, they can do that as well? And how are those people? Who are those people? How are you manning that desk? Does it go directly to the hotel? Does it ring like to a secondary line? If all the questions, that sort of thing. Can you address that?
That's right. That's exactly right. So what happens is the hotel has their front desk staff there, and they have the choice to allow for front desk staff to monitor and step in at any time. In fact, let's show you real quick. Here's our property, and let me just say I want to speak with a live agent, please. And so, in essence, right off the bat, it'll give you different options as to how you want to communicate. But if I hit this, in essence, that bot is looking to see, hey, is there anybody around? Now it pings. Now I'm going to switch properties over to our property so you can kind of see it. In essence, what happens is we are able to get a notification, like a ping. And as you see that ping, now that I'm on Siesta, and so now I can go over and I can choose to step in. So now it's Nima taking over. So now you don't see that other icon. Now Nima says, hi, how can I help? And so that's the option that they have. However, on the other hand, if the property does not want that, meaning the property would rather not make that option available, all the other options could be made available or left out as they see fit.
Very cool. That's great. And what's the price right now? What are you looking at? Is a monthly fee, and what is? I'm guessing
it's $95 a month. So.
Wow. Okay, great. I wish you lots of good luck. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Jason, I think you had a question online.
Is this specifically or more intended to target independent hoteliers rather than chain hoteliers?
And I think, okay, the answer is yes, but I wish it wouldn't. And I wish that chains would be open to it because the functionality is the same.
Right.
It's just that
Could you leverage? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Jess.
Well, it seems like with chains you could leverage their existing call centers.
Yeah. It's just that the way I figure it is there is so much red tape. I don't want to say red tape, but there's so much these levels of decision that have to be made that with chains it's almost like it's difficult. Let's just say that. That's why I really would love to get this in front of a small chain that would have a decision-making group that could make those kind of calls without worry, and even have them try it on one property to see how it works. And then if they like it, like all the other properties, they just continue and they could roll it out to the others. But yeah, it has that capacity. It's built that way.
Right. So you you developed this in-house I mean, who developed it? I mean, you yourself? I mean,
No, actually, I went to a developer in South Africa who's become quite a good friend, and he's been helping me since COVID, essentially.
yeah, really awesome. I mean, it's
Thanks.
everything I've seen so far looks really top notch and grade A professional.
Thanks so much.
One question. How would, if we wanted to refer you to somebody, how did we get in touch with you?
Yeah, I'll put my details right here in the chat, and I'll share that in there. It's pretty simple. My email is Nima, Nima, at guestchat.com. I'll just share that information now in the chat.
All right. Thank you, Nima. My name is Harry Stanley with Spire Marketing here, a local marketing agency in Pensacola, Florida. And I sent you a connection request on LinkedIn because in the future, whenever we do work with different smaller hotel chains, I could totally see a lot of sense on any of the websites that we build if we wanted to use like a chat app like this instead of a lot of the mainstream ones where there's not that much customization and it might be mediocre support. So since you that, is this in beta stage or is this fully launched? Is this like live and you guys are signing customers and everything? What phase are you at?
Yeah, it's fully launched. It's fully launched, and I would really love that opportunity. And I want to just, I'm not shamelessly plugging. I'm taking the opportunity to show you exactly what that thing does. So how we do it and how it works, like for us, this is a source of pride. We have a survey that literally takes 30 minutes. So in essence, they give us all the details by just clicking and checking and all of that. We go through it with them. So we get to see everything. And from that, with a push of a button, once this is marked as done, all of those check marks and clicks turn into answers about every single thing with photos and sentences and request forms and all of that. And so, we've spent a lot of time fine tuning that process, and actually are working on a provisional patent for that process for chatbots. So yeah, that's like one of the reasons I'm eager to do that, because for a property, it's just give me 30 minutes and I'll give you a fully customized chatbot.
That is really awesome.
Very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll back that up that the developer may be an easier entry into this market because there's specialists that have thousands of independent hotel websites. I've lost many a bid to the people that specialize in hotel websites. Did you have a question earlier? No? Okay. I think next is, actually, sorry, Carlos, you've been waiting. Carlos, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Oh, yes. My question is this though. Who is your target market?
So these are the independent properties. So think of them more like boutique properties that are less chainy, so that they wouldn't be, okay, so a chain would make a lot of decisions from a headquarters somewhere. And those headquarters are reluctant to make massive changes. But an independently owned property like ours is going to be much more open to it, because it's a tool that is going to help them reduce their OTA commissions, and they don't have to go through a big management decision to do it. The marketing manager or the general manager could just do it by themselves.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, Jim, questions?
Thank you. Hello, Nima. My name is Fanny Scully. I am also with Speaks to Inspire, the mental health solution for young adults suffering in silence. First, I want to congratulate you for an amazing project that you have. Also a serial traveler. And already looking at this, I'm like, I wish all the places that I have booked before had this solution. And my question for you / recommendation is, have you considered working with companies that they do not own hotels, but they manage a lot of vacation rentals that are well over your nightly fee, baseline, and they are not one hotel, but they would certainly benefit from your guest chat?
Yeah, we've tried to reach out to one especially that's pretty big, but after the initial introduction, they never really got back to us. So I think what I think it is, everybody's busy doing what they're doing, and so unless they see it right in front of them and they realize the value of it, they won't. But yeah, this was a concept that, and I'll go back to them too. I really do think it would be a great opportunity.
If you're pitching South Florida, West Coast, there's a really big hotel company, property company down there that attends those. And I think Tampa and Orlando.
What's their name?
Just go pitch at the 1 Million Cups in Central Florida, and they'll find you, I'm sure.
Okay.
Welcome to Collab Pensacola. We appreciate you coming today. My voice is a little shot from my allergies. Just a couple of questions related to the approach you've taken to either adding to the options for booking with those other established 20 to 30% commission resources. Do you replace them, or are you in addition to them?
I didn't exactly understand the question.
So if you have a new hotel, an independent hotel,
Yeah.
can they book through bookings.com and GuestChat?
Oh yeah. So you know what it is? The best way to describe it, somebody called it like drafting, when you're like a runner or a bicyclist, and you want to gather speed and you want to use the benefit of the person who's ahead. So you draft right behind them. And so you don't get all that wind coming at you, and then you make your move. So this is sort of like that, because if you think about it, okay, Expedia and Booking.com spend millions of dollars getting people to come over onto their site and look, right? And we know that 50% of those people actually go over to look at all these other properties, to shop around and say, I wonder what this one is. Let me check this one more in detail. And so that's the drafting part, right? So you use the leverage of those marketing dollars that send people over to your property, and you essentially say, hey, how are you? What can I help you with? And so you're essentially leveraging their marketing dollars for the benefit of your own hotel.
Well, just a quick follow-up. So do you offer an incentive for people to book on you versus the other ones?
That was my question.
Yeah, so actually it's a great comment, and the answer is yes. The beauty of this thing is that it gives you the benefits of booking direct, so you can see all the benefits and book direct right there. But also they can put in their own specials, and they can say, hey, here's what we have. Just click on it, and we'll give you all the different specials that they have. And there's even other things as well. So somebody could say, let me just try it. I want to come in for my birthday. And so remember, there's no specials for birthday per se in this case. Just checking, I did this off the cuff. I would expect it to say exactly this. And remember, they could have said, I want to come in for my anniversary. Hey, I'm doing whatever. Do you have anything special for Mother's Day? And so now you're getting the hotel direct access to this person. So then they put in their details, and it goes right to the property where they can actually, connect with that guest if they're not there live.
Good answer. Sam? Okay. Are there any questions on this side?
How are you connecting with buyers? Do you have any salespeople?
Yeah, we are the salespeople. You're looking at the sales guy, and me and my
Yeah,
daughter.
I was just curious. whether you had something like that going on. I used to own a hotel, not a hotel, but a restaurant in a hotel. And one of the things I learned at the end of the day is after a certain time, rates were negotiable. And it seems to me, because you know what your break-even point is, right? You want to put a head in a bed if you can, or rather than not. But having that bot would be a great way at a certain time to automatically pop up a special for a book tonight only sort of stuff to get last-minute travelers.
That's very good. Yeah, I've never thought about that, but that's quite right. Yes.
Mr. Edward, have you gotten a chance to go to any national hospitality trade shows yet?
Yeah. Actually, I think we're keeping our fingers crossed because we're looking to go to High Tech, which is basically a hotel technology I guess I don't want to call it a fair, but a sort of a annual gathering where they show all the different things, and we're going to pitch as a startup for that. Well, we've already submitted, and we're hoping that that'll come through in Orlando for June, end of June this year. We're keeping our fingers crossed.
Great, good luck.
Thanks.
I think we have one more question in the room right here, and then. Who are you pointing at? I'm sorry.
Skipping me. Hey, Nima. I'm just picking on him. Good morning. Thank you so much for your spectacular presentation. My name is Jean Gilson. I'm from the Pensacola area. My original career actually was working as a front desk manager with the intention of training to go into management, which ultimately didn't happen, but I remain connected with those people, so I'd be happy to connect with you regarding some referrals for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's, as having a hotel background myself, I think it's an amazing product. And I did have the first question about incentivizations, which you've answered, but then I'm also wondering if someone like myself found out about your product, even though I'm not a hotelier, are you open? Is it something that's available to is it easily customizable or changed to accommodate other markets? I hope I'm.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay.
Okay. I know hotels, and that's why I did this. We built we had so much time in the pandemic, and we built one for real estate. And what I mean by that is one that answers all questions about rental properties. So, for example, somebody wants to, look for a place that they're going to rent, for a year. And so they go to the apartment website and they can get all of those questions answered. So we can do that too. However, it will take, depending, let's say we did it for restaurants, we'd have to start with a set of questions. And so it would take time to build it, but yes, we can.
Thank you so much.